Hello again. It is now generally accepted, at least by liberal and progressive people, that colonialism was almost as great an evil as slavery, and the two institutions are certainly spoken of in the same breath. I was thinking about this the other day and remembering Rhodesia, named of course after that wicked fellow whose statue in Oxford must fall. In the 1960s and 1970s, Rhodesia was known as the Breadbasket of Africa. It has rich agricultural land and exported produce to the rest of the world. What did it export? Well, maize, cotton, beef, tobacco, roses, sugar cane, to some of the examples. Everybody, black and white, in Rhodesia benefited from the arrangement whereby those of white European heritage managed the country, ran it, planned ahead and produced wealth for the benefit of all. In 1979, when the white government ended, the life expectancy at birth of a black person in Rhodesia was 60. 25 years later, life expectancy had fallen to 38. Although it has risen a little since then. Currently, according to an expert from the United Nations, about 60% of the population of what was once Rhodesia now live in households with insufficient food. A country which once exported its vast agricultural surplus is now a place where more than half the people living there are hungry. The picture's much the same in other African countries. As soon as the white administration ended, so too did planning for the future and economic security. Just look at what's happening right now in South Africa, if you want to see what I mean. I draw no general conclusion from this, other than to say that there might have been good points about the colonial system. Disparaging colonialism and comparing it with slavery is just one more way of trashing British history and trying to indoctrinate young people into thinking that their country was never a force for good in the world. I object to this because it's another part of that guerrilla war being waged on my own culture and history. Those who talk so glibly about the evils of colonialism might care to ask themselves what Africa would be like if there had been no colonialism. When Europeans first arrived in sub-Saharan Africa in the 15th century, most of it was still in the Stone Age. Everything which Africa now has, from bridges and roads to clean water, medicine and electricity, was introduced by white colonists. Are those who have such harsh things to say about colonialism really saying that the lives of modern Africans would have been better if they'd been left to their own devices? Or are they saying that in defiance of all the evidence that left alone, Africa would in the course of time have experienced its own industrial revolution and birth of civilization? Why do people think that there is now a population explosion in Africa? Here's a hint. It has something to do with the medicine and civilization brought there by Europe.